know. But one way or another, he's the guy from the Emancipation Proclamation, and
the Emancipation Proclamation.
So it makes sense if you find out that his father was black.
He's black.
Well, he's half black, and you said that don't count.
Right.
Oh,
you did
come
just
on,
say
man.
that not 20 minutes ago.
It really don't, because you can't say he's black. You can say he's mixed. He was mixed with black.
He was mixed,
Yeah.
like Obama.
Like Obama.
So he was the first mixed president.
No, probably not. There's some more black. I think the first president of the United States was black.
Because it wouldn't
Before George Washington, they said it was a black man running the country. Historically, but they try to erase all that shit.
There's no such thing as history no more. They don't teach that.
Too, I don't know.
Ain't no history no more. They don't teach that shit. It's offensive.
Most of the shit you gotta just pass down.
History is offensive.
It is.
We got rid of statues,
especially
because
American history.
a concrete statue hurt somebody's feelings. Get out of town.
All right, this would be a good debate, because I think generally I see it your way, but I certainly don't think that there ought to be, like, if there's going to be a statue comes down, it ought to be a vote. We all agree on it, not vigilantism. You don't go tearing stuff up and that, defacing things and graffiti. I mean, I get it. It's, it's speech or whatever. But what about, say, what if we were in Germany with a statue of Hitler or a swastika? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm taking it to the extreme, but if you're black, that's not an extreme.
It depends on what you're talking about. A swastika and a statue of a general.
Robert Lee.
Two different things. Robert E. Lee didn't hate black people. He was a general in a different country at that time. The Confederate States of America was not the United States.
Okay, you can say that.
But and also at the end of the war, Confederate soldiers were considered United States soldiers. They grandfathered them in. They kept their rank and whatever when they retired.
Yeah, that was part of the ceasefire agreement.
What the hell's
the secession agreement?
Well, then what's the problem? Why are we tearing down a statue?
Because of what they stood for.
What did he stand for?
Slavery. Keep them in chains. Keep them working for free.
How you say on that one?
Labor is the most expensive cost of any
I don't think
business
they fought to keep slavery.
outside of my business. To keep the same standard way of life that they had,
we threw tea in the Boston Harbor because of taxes. But yet still here we are,
a 2% tax.
300 years later paying fucking taxes.
A 2% tax. How much was it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. We're still
2%.
now
It was
we're
something
paying a hell of a lot more than that
minuscule.
now.
And we was ready to go to war for it.
Well,
but that's different from slavery taxes. We getting. I think we can't compare the two. Yeah. But I do agree we shouldn't be paying taxes.
But
we would all have to collectively agree not to pay them. So who can stand up and say, let's stop paying for taxes?
January 6th, you can't go to the Capitol. You can't overthrow the government. They put you in prison.
I can't go into a building that my taxpayer dollars pay for.
No.
I'm talking January 6th.
Unless that's what I'm saying. But if you got credentials, yeah, I guess you can. But you can't go to the White House and chill because we're Americans. We pay for the electric bill there.
Well, you can. You just can't go to every part of it. But you can definitely go to the White House.
You take a tour.
Yeah.
But you ain't just walking in.
Going in the motherfucker. Yeah. You ain't just walking.
I thought you could.
No.
There's not like a pedestrian lobby. Shit, I don't know.
Hell no.
I'm probably just talking out of my ass. I don't know.
I don't.
Be all type of explosions.
You can't walk in the Capitol in Montgomery. You can't walk in the state Capitol. I'm sure.
See, I mean, I've been on school field trips in the state capitol. Of course, I guess that's organized and they know ahead of time. So there you go. I don't know.
That was years ago. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, I don't know.
I grew up outside of Fort Campbell. We went up into Chinook before 9/11. After 9/11, Fort Knox. You ain't getting on this thing.
Yeah, 9/11 changed a lot. That's for sure.
Well, I'm just saying. But Fort Knox is supposed to be the toughest thing in the world.
Yeah, I've been to Fort Knox. It's a shitty base.
Really?
But they do have a gold bar in the Welcome Center.
You think that's the only one left?
I don't know.
Oh, we traded all that shit.
It is a big ass gold bar sitting there in the Welcome Center, though. I don't know if who knows if it's real or not. I think they tell you that's what a real. I mean, the bar is big as hell. When you see a bar, you like, damn. Really? I can't remember how many kilograms or kilos it is, but it's big. Solid gold.
Wow.
So you think?
That's what they tell you. It's
the
behind a damn glass case. I mean, they say this is what a bar.
We live in a country that they just tell you what they want you to know.
Yep.
You believe what you want.
And they just print off money whenever they want to.
That's why.
at the expense of
That's why the peso is going to be the
American
dominant currency for long.
at the price of the American dollar.
They can't afford to print no more pesos.
Oh, shit, we can't afford to print no more damn dollars.
Trump talking about getting rid of the damn penny. Costs too much to make a penny. Costs more than it's worth.
Thank God we got the damn. What is it? The not the gold standard, but our American dollar is backed by oil. That's the only thing that's getting
That we
us-
don't use. We buy from
Yeah,
damn Russia.
oil is the only thing keeping our damn dollar afloat.
Yeah, I think it's because of how much oil we buy, though, right?
That
No,
makes ours
because
worth more? If we-
everything is bought in dollars. You cannot go out and
That's
buy
the
oil
currency.
outside of without using dollars. So if that country wanted to buy, let's say your Russian rupee or whatever the hell, they got to exchange that to
Right.
dollar before they go buy the oil. That used to be the standard, but countries are starting to wake up and saying fuck the dollar. You know, that's why we got rid of Gaddafi ass, because he wanted to go on his own standard with currency. He was going
if you
86
look
the
through
dollar.
history, anybody that has a different opinion,
Oh man, we turned it into a damn.
they disappear. Martin
Yeah.
Luther King, John F. Kennedy.
Well, MLK started to wake up. MLK
Well,
started.
I'm
he
just
stopped
saying,
preaching the
if you got a goal
free
different
loving,
than an
let them
American
whoop your
agenda,
ass stuff, and start like we don't want. He stopped preaching the intro. Okay, let me get this last thought
I'll
out.
say, yeah.
MLK stopped preaching the desegregation. Let's come together. He started to talk more. Forget the equality. We want equity. Fuck equality. When I can have equity to go do what I want to do.
somebody
That's
killed
the one thing that's still keeping black people so in the positions that we are. We don't own shit. We don't have no equity in that.
We just had this conversation. No, nobody owns anything. You don't own the land at your house. It's
No,
on.
no.
The government owns
Let me
your
miss a
land.
couple payments. Stop paying taxes. Yeah, probably send a fucking fire
Living in
squad.
Shane's van.
Yep, be living in there. We renting Shane's van. But yeah,
My fire up my buddy.
but
here.
hey, we got a special guest here. We got my man Adam Henderson.
Thanks. Glad to
What
be
can
here.
Brown do for you? Hey,
you.
UPS
Glad
man
to be
out of
here.
Kentucky.
Out of Kentucky?
What part?
Hopkinsville.
Out of Hopkinsville,
Hoptown.
Hoptown, out of Hoptown, Kentucky. Here joining us today in Huntsville, Alabama, downtown.
Welcome.
Welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We do an intro. I'm gonna pass the mic to my man Shane.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here. Feels weird tonight. It felt weird coming down here. I don't know. Maybe there's new ions in the air. Maybe it's officially spring, like according to my internal measurement of when the seasons change. I don't know. I know what yeah. I don't know.
Internal compass.
I have no internal compass. That's for a fact. Somebody asked me Sunday, so we're supposed to be doing an intro, right? Coming to you now from that 86 Kid Studio deep in the heart of Huntsville, Alabama. Here with my co-host, Q the Messenger, and our producer, the illustrious producer, Kevin the Boss Man Richardson. We're here with our special guest, Adam, and I'm Shane the Brain, and this is Vendor Chronicles. Let's go.
Let's go.
That was great.
Thank you, sir.
We already
Channeling my,
topics.
Yeah, we've been,
5 minutes.
we've said it before, but the folks that are not here don't really understand that this conversation started well over an hour ago.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because I walked up to the coffee shop. I was the last one there. And within 10 seconds of walking up, we were deep in conversation. We had to stop the conversation and introduce ourselves, didn't we, Adam?
Yeah,
That was
we did.
crazy. But it's kind of the way it works, yeah. We've kind of been all over the board tonight. Where are we going to go?
Whatever.
All right, so I'm going to start the ball rolling. Adam, it's okay to say your employer, right?
We already did. That's
We did? Okay, all right, all right.
Q did. He didn't. ask, but it's
So,
fine.
Adam works for UPS.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with them?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. So, I want to know a story.
Oh shit.
I know. There you go. Which one to pick from, I'm sure, right?
So it
I
depends
want to know
on-
like
It depends.
a dangerous story.
Okay. Tell us about a time when something dangerous happened. There you go.
Oh, well, I don't know if
Got
it's
your ass
dangerous.
ate by a dog or something.
I've been bit by many dogs, but I had a crazy ass white lady pointing 38 special at me, right dead in my face,
Whoa.
over a fucking dish box. I had a dish. You know, you get rid of dish, they send you a blank box, an empty box that you put your receiver in, you ship it back.
Oh, like a satellite dish
Satellite
for
dish
getting
box.
TV. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
never
your-
had it. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Well, I went to give her the blank box. She points a gun at me and was like, I'm not getting rid of this box. It was her dead brother's. It was sentimental. And she was going to shoot my ass over a damn dish box.
Hold up, I'm confused.
I was too. It wasn't just you.
Was the dish box her dad's brother?
Yeah,
Dead-
it belonged to him. The receiver,
Oh, the
whatever.
receiver belonged to her brother.
And it had his shows or whatever recorded on it. It was
Oh,
sentimental.
okay,
and
okay.
Dish wanted it back, and she didn't want to get it back. That's what
Wow.
I said. I called her a crazy bitch, and I called my supervisor, and I was like, look, she's probably going to call in because I called her a crazy bitch, but she was pointing a gun at me.
Yeah. You can
And-
call somebody a crazy bitch if they're pointing a gun at you.
But I mean, I'm not, you're not killing me over a damn dish box that I can care less if you got or not.
Yeah, but your
There ain't a package one I care about.
dead brother's DVR shows recorded. That's crazy. Wow. There's so many rabbit holes to go into with that. TV addiction, how important television is to some people, or I don't know.
There's a lot you can get
It's
into. There.
sentimental.
But I mean, it's a damn box.
Yeah,
It's a receiver. Like,
It's an
it probably doesn't
electronic
even
device.
work to this day. Like,
Keep a pair of his boots or something. You know, clean them out real good. Put some Dr. Scholl's in them, and you know, whatever it is. How is a TV receiver? That's what you remember about your brother. That's the thing that you hold on to is the time that y'all spent in front of a television.
and I'll never forget it. So, hey,
Wow.
I got a lasting memory out of it. I know her brother. Don't even know him. But his memory lives on.
Yeah, and well, now you're telling a story, so there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Kudos to that lady.
To the 38 special.
Wow. Q, you ever had a gun pointed at you?
Well,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you were military, so you definitely probably had something pointed at you.
I was in Air Force. They wouldn't point guns at us in the Air Force. I was a mechanic. I worked on the flight line.
okay.
Yeah, I never. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't flying.
He
nothing
was
either.
never
I
close
wasn't-
to a war.
Yeah. Now I done received hazardous duty pay. I done been down range, but I was on an air base down range, surrounded by a chain link fence.
Did they lob shit over and blow up in the middle of the camp?
If they did, I wasn't aware of it. But now I done been in places where they were shooting outside of the military, like just being in the neighborhood. Motherfuckers get to shooting.
Yeah.
Whether they were shooting at me or not, I don't know
No,
because
some-
we take off running. I never been hit by a
Well,
bullet.
we live in Huntsville, so that shit happens every day here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've all, you know, I was in Birmingham one time standing on a curb, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of kids just came hauling ass, screaming. We found out the next day there'd been a shooting like on the next block over. I didn't hear the gunfire or whatever, you know. It's like, okay. I was standing with somebody I knew waiting on her daughter to bring the car around, you know, just like you stand next to a friend on the curb, make sure she's cool. She's like, man, I'm glad you were standing out there. I'm like, I don't know why.
It's oblivious.
Yeah, whatever it was, but yeah, something's always happening. Wow, 38 pointed at you for a fucking package.
38 special.
For an empty box. Wasn't even a package. It was literally an empty box.
Wow. Well,
But I've been dog bit.
the world's full
We
of
had a guy
crazy
get
people.
bit last week by a pig. So,
By a pig.
hey,
My next door neighbor's got pet pigs. You've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them died a week or so ago. Nah, they buried him.
I'd eat him.
I don't think this would be good eating. It was
Pig.
one of those pot-bellied pigs that
You ever had
grew up in
bacon?
their backyard and
Bologna?
stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. You don't eat just every pig, I guess. I don't know. Maybe, do you? Can you eat every pig?
Why?
Them Arkansas Razorback hogs, I bet that is not good eating.
Probably a little tough.
Wow.
I bet it's real tough.
Amy.
Yeah.
I done had it before. I done had wild boar. Yeah. I done work with a bunch of rednecks
And I told you,
doing deer season. They get the grill out. It's gamey. I wouldn't say it was good. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't. Yeah,
it's an acquired
it
taste.
wasn't the pig that you would be used to out of the store. Let's say that. But it's definitely edible. I think the best I ever had was elk. Elk steaks.
had
Shit
elk
tastes so
also.
good. Yeah.
Really?
Oh man, it was delicious. But deer and pig,
Venison is best in
it'll get you through.
like stew or something.
But we so used to domesticated animals, you know.
We don't eat domesticated animals. We eat bullshit.
You don't
Your
eat
chicken
cow and
ain't
pig
chicken.
chicken?
Your chicken's machine raised chicken.
No. I done been to chicken farms. I done seen the shit.
How many free range chickens you see running around?
I ain't
out
say
there?
they was free range. I said I done been. They in fucking
They
farmhouses.
chicken houses.
Packed
It's
in, yeah,
still,
chicken
I
houses.
mean,
Yeah. They
But
not.
it's still a chicken.
Yeah, it's definitely still a
It's
chicken.
still a chicken. They got
Eating chicken feed.
like they're not raising beakless chickens like that bullshit people tell you. No, I've been in plenty of chicken houses before. That's I mean, it's real chickens. They look. I wouldn't want to live that way, but I ain't a fucking chicken either. I wouldn't be pecking stuff
But
off
I mean,
the floor.
they
So
shoot them full of steroids and shit. I mean,
they do shoot them full of steroids.
Y'all
Yeah,
want
yeah.
real chicken? Go to the Mennonites. Go to the Amish.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can't argue with that. They don't shoot them full of steroids
You
as they're
chicken
growing them. As they're right. No, here you have been in the business here.
Nope. They genetically modified already to grow big as fuck. They don't got to give them steroids. They just got to feed them well. And then they say that they're not vaccinated. Like we don't use antibiotics. They vaccinate the embryos, the eggs, so they don't have to vaccinate them once they are adults. Yes. So that's how they get around it. They genetically modified it to already grow big as hell. And then they vaccinate the embryo, so then they can say that the chicken's unvaccinated.
And of course,
Antibiotic free.
But you're still eating a funky ass chicken that's scientifically modified.
okay, so farmers for years, for eons, for thousands, since farmers have been farmers and raising animals, they've been genetically engineering those animals. They put certain bulls with certain cows to try to produce a cow that does this or does that, gives better milk or different things. And the fact that we now, instead of making two cows do the hippity dippity, we do it in a test tube ahead of time. It's no different because we use computers to figure out which cow is going to hippity the other dippity. Again, but I mean, it doesn't change. It's no different than what the farmer did. We just do it much, much faster. We can accelerate the generations of it because we're doing it with computers. I don't know. Look, that's just I'm not a scientist, nor have I ever been in the business. But if they're not putting hormones in them,
What's causing these little 13-year-old boys to have titties?
oh, that's because the 13-year-old boys aren't going outside. I'll answer that question. I'll answer that question right now. The 13-year-old boys are sitting inside being treated like, I'd say girls, but I guarantee you when Madeline's 13, soy milk doesn't?
Soy milk give you
Breasticles?
The soy milk's
call it
terrible
diet.
anyway. I don't know why anybody would want to drink it.
I've never, I don't know if I've ever tried soy milk. I like almond milk. Almond milk.
Ain't
I
no
like
such
almond
thing
milk.
as almond milk.
It's nut juice.
Where's the tits on the almond?
Well, but they don't want to call it nut juice. You can't be like, let me get some.
I ain't never seen an almond with a titty.
Let
on
me
it
get
using
some
milk.
nut juice.
There
I
ain't
ain't
no
never seen
such
a chicken
thing.
with a nugget either. At least not the ones that you get at McDonald's.
Well, I ain't eating the chicken nugget either.
Oh, they're not bad.
Chicken balls.
They're not
Chicken
bad.
nuts.
If I
Chicken
go to
nuts.
McDonald's, that's what I'm getting.
They
Chicken
taste like
nuggets?
cardboard.
That's all I get. If I go to
I still
They taste like
wouldn't go
cardboard. You literally have to have barbecue or sweet and sour sauce to even make it a flavor.
If you get them hot, they're pretty good. Yeah,
Wendy's
yeah,
has the
especially if
nuggets.
they're
If you
fresh.
want a nugget, go to Wendy's. God's
I don't
chicken's
like
Kentucky
Chick-fil-A.
Fried. We know.
I don't like Chick-fil-A anymore. It just everything I get there seems sweet. The bread seems sweet. The breading on the chicken seems like it's sweet. It's
Them
like
pickle sweet.
everything just seems sweet about it. I don't know. I don't like it.
You hypersensitive to sweet though, because
Yeah,
you don't eat a lot of sweet.
Yeah.
So you hypersensitive to it. All right, Adam, what brought you to Huntsville?
Good question.
My ex-wife.
Your ex-wife.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit of your history. Are y'all officially divorced or y'all just separated?
No, we
And like
officially.
the
March
potential to
31st.
get back together is
No,
is
shit,
there.
Oh, shit, gone.
It's gonna go.
Yeah.
March 30th,
31st, we signed all the papers.
the paperwork.
I mean, I don't know if the judge signed it yet, but
Uh-huh.
it's official on my part.
Oh, wow. I thought there was hope.
Yeah, there's always hope for something, I guess. Depends on what you want to hope for. Don't let me shoot your dreams
Who
down.
initiated the divorce, Adam?
Ooh.
Or was it a mutual thing, or was it like, get your ass out of here, we're done, on one person's part? Or did y'all just come together like, this ain't working?
Yeah. It's been a while. It's been it's ain't the first time, but
Ain't
it
the
was
first time.
gonna happen.
But it
This is
actually
just the first
happened,
time
though.
it actually
happened. Right. Okay.
But I mean,
How many
say
years
it
y'all
wasn't my
married?
fault. 11, almost 12. I think. Shit, I don't know.
11, almost 12.
Yeah, maybe almost 11. I don't know. Don't put me on the spot like that.
Okay.
She's an ex-wife, so I mean, what the hell should she do now?
You can't do too much of nothing.
She hadn't already.
So ex-wife brought you here.
Mm-hmm.
What brought her here then? I guess
Sonic
Sonic, the food chain,
food chain. Yeah.
Sonic.
They're supposed to partnership with people they worked for in Kentucky that moved here first, and
Okay.
that shit didn't work because ain't neither one of them at Sonic no more. So
So
Shonda as
okay,
well.
so we see who wore the pants in this relationship. Who wore the pants?
well, that's what we're going with
That's probably why it didn't work out.
because she had the pants on.
Because she had the pants on. That's what I'm going.
I
That's my
didn't-
narrative. That's my narrative.
So now I didn't take the pants off fast enough, or
You just follow her
more
wherever
enough?
you go, hold a purse, type shit.
No, I didn't do that. That's probably why it didn't work.
Oh, okay. You got that. You
I'm
want
not the lovey dovey.
Huh? She must have had a real good position at Sonics. Like my wife would have to have a great ass position to make me say up
It
and
was going to be
move.
well, yeah, but they were supposed to get a partnership in the corporation or the franchise. These.
I've spent a long time in the fast food business working for several different
Oh yeah.
companies, including McDonald's for quite some time. I can tell you that it doesn't matter what level you're at. If they want you to go, they'll generally speaking come off of some cash. When I came to Huntsville in 1999, it was because I took a job with Arby's restaurant. And I was living in Columbus, Georgia at the time, and so I relocated up here to Huntsville to go to work for them. And they gave me $5,000 in moving expenses somewhere in that
99, that was
range.
good.
Yeah, that was a lot more money.
money.
A lot more money then than it is now.
It went a hell of a lot further than it does now.
Yeah. They
$5,000, you can spend
they
that in
rented
20
me the
minutes.
biggest truck they had and a car hauler trailer. That was a couple grand at least right there to get from Columbus here. And then they gave they But I've had companies. I've had them give you a bonus because they want to transfer you to a neighboring town that you're going to have to commute to. Now instead of driving 10 minutes, you've got to drive 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen raises given in lieu of that. A raise is the best thing because if you ever once you get closer, you still keep it's better than a bonus. A raise is always better than a bonus. But
Because the bonus are going to tax 65% anyway. So.
yeah, the thing is they're paying those folks so little money compared to what they're bringing in that they can afford to have budgets for moving expenses and things like that. This was been 99. I was going to be an assistant to the store manager with the understanding I'd been a restaurant manager before. So with the understanding that they're not going to hire you in and just give you the keys to let you just take over. They want to see what you're made of for a little while first. But I was hired in with the understanding that
You were
the
going to
next spot that came open would be mine, right? And was paid commensurately. And I was probably making.
Dangling the carrot.
There was dangling. Oh no, I did get the next spot.
Proverbial carrot.
Yeah. No, I did get the next spot and what have you, but I was probably making. They probably hired me in at 40,000 or so, give or take,
In '99.
in '99. So that was decent money, but not. I wouldn't. It was just enough money to keep you coming back. Was what it was, and that's what They want to make sure they pay you enough to And see, you got to think about a lot of the people that are in those circumstances. And I don't know about your ex-wife, but a lot of those people don't have a whole lot of education.
She graduated from the University of Kentucky.
Okay.
She's educated.
Now, see, I was straight out of high school, and so I think a lot of us that were in those positions got, that
You grandfathered in.
we made
You learn a trade and you master it. And
But I think the point was we were paid enough money, more money than we'd ever made before, and more money than we thought we could make somewhere else. We didn't recognize our own value, at least for myself. And I think there were a lot of people like me that maybe came from a different background or whatever it might be. And it's like, okay, hey, look, this is more money I ever thought I'd make.
I grew up poor. You grew up poor.
Yeah, when you grow up poor.
99, you shoot me with 40 grand. Hey,
40
I'm
grand
going.
seems like
Wherever
a
the
lot
hell
of
I'm
money.
going.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of money, And so with the promise of more money, which did come, so
We're all chasing a dollar.
it's an interesting dichotomy because it's a good place for a person that comes from nothing to go into and make some money in the restaurant business, but it needs to be a 10-year stepping stone and then move on to something else. And my dumb ass stuck around for 30 years, and so
And that's my thing with fast food. They want it to raise minimum wage. That fast food people don't make no money. Most of your fast food workers are kids.
nobody's making minimum wage.
Not no
anyways.
more.
Well, I mean, but at one time,
Yeah, that was the thing.
to get a job at McDonald's wasn't a career choice. It was hey, this is going to get me to
High
my next
school,
spot in life.
Yes, correct. Back then.
Now we need store managers. That needs to be somebody with some education. I'm not shitting on restaurants at all. But delivering pizzas is not a career.
No.
That's meant, hey, I'm in a freaking bind.
Uh-huh.
Or I'm trying to get ahead.
Or that. You know, that's a part-time job.
When I started making toys, I delivered pizzas for a couple years as a stopgap. Like I probably didn't even have to really, but I needed it. I needed to know that no matter what, I wasn't
But
having to
I'm
dip into
positive.
savings to pay the mortgage. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
positive. Papa John's is not offering retirement to their damn delivery driver.
Oh hell no!
So,
Oh hell no! No, the
It's
restaurant
not a-
business
it's not
is
a
not.
career.
It can be. It depends on how hard you want to go at it. It can be a career, but when you look at what you got to do to get, the number of positions making real good money gets really small really quick.
Well, who wants to work 80 hours a week? You get at a restaurant now, you got these kids, they don't want to work.
Always working 80 hours a week.
So
Yeah, I don't
you're
know how they're
working
doing
your
it.
ass off.
Yeah, I don't know
And
how they're doing it.
the
now.
money's not worth it. That's why when you go to a drive-through at fast food, you sit there for 35 minutes because nobody in there knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah, well, you didn't when I was running it. That's been a long time. And I don't know how they're doing it now. When you've got, I don't know what they're paying at McDonald's. I really have no idea. I know a McDonald's restaurant manager, they hover around 100,000 now for some experience.
I'd
If
go
you've been
do
there
that
for a
for
few
that.
years or whatever, yeah. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. And that's going to include bonuses. There'll be performance-based bonuses, but, I've never been a UPS driver either.
I don't recommend it.
But I don't recommend restaurant business. So
It's great money. It's a great career. but
Yeah.
I'm beating the hell out of my body every day.
Yeah. And you had a gun put in your face. A 38 special.
I just remember I'll never forget it. You stare down one of them, you know what it is.
I got
No, it was a long barrel.
a long barrel.
6 inch.
Son, it's Western.
Like an
gun.
old
John
detective
Wayne pointing gun at me type shit.
Oh wow.
That was that white ass lady would have shot my ass.
Yeah, especially at that rate.
It was dark. She don't know me. I mean, I get it. But I mean, once you realize I got a fucking UPS shirt on, like
Carrying a box, not a gun.
like what am I doing? People, the world's crazy.
One of the restaurants I managed got robbed one time. I wasn't there for this incident. I've been robbed, but this was a young 20-something night shift manager. She was a friend of mine's daughter working for me, great kid. But a guy came in and put a gun to her head.
Mm.
He said, go in the office and open the safe. And she did. She didn't fall apart. Like, I think a lot of people would just fall apart. What do you know? But when I was watching the video, I got there barely after it happened. I was sitting on the front porch with my wife drinking a beer. I used to live over off of Jordan Lane. And I was sitting on the front porch drinking a beer. And I got a phone call. Hey, we just got robbed at gunpoint. No shit. And I jumped up. I had my keys in my pocket, and I went and ran to my pickup truck, got in it, and hauled ass down 565. And then I just set that beer between my legs. I didn't even think about it. It's like, oh, my store just got robbed. I know this girl, she's whatever. And I'm hauling ass down 565, about to pull off on the Madison exit, and I'm probably doing 90. Fucking blue lights behind me. I got this damn Bud Light can between my legs. I'm doing 90 on 565, and the cop is coming behind me. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna have to take. But I figure in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be very honest with this cop and let him know what's going on. Tell him that I work for the restaurant up here, and I just got robbed, and I didn't even think about it. I've had like 2 beers. I'm whatever. Get the whole story straight in my head, and I go to pull off, and that sumbitch goes around me. He's responding to the robbery at my restaurant. I followed him to the store with the beer. With the beer.
You know how sober he was when he got there because of that?
Listen.
That's how much sobered you up
I was sober
instant.
by the time I came off of the porch. Yeah. I told the cop about it at the end. Before everybody left at night, I told the cop about it. I was like, man, listen, I'm going to tell you this story. And he laughed his ass off.
Nothing will sober you up like blue light.
Like blue lights behind you. Yep. This cop laughed his ass off when he found out he scared the shit out of me on the highway coming down there.
But that's a thing of the past too.
What's
When's
that?
the last time you heard a restaurant get robbed? How much cash goes
When
to a
last time
restaurant?
you heard a bank get robbed?
Shit, all the time.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No, you do not.
There was one like December.
Here in Huntsville,
Yeah, there was a guy robbed like every one of them downtown.
bank robbery.
Yes.
When he come in with a note, how the fuck you rob a bank?
Shit, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But like a restaurant, nobody has cash no more. Well, they take $300 a day tops in
No,
cash.
way more than that.
In cash?
Yeah, definitely.
Go to a concert. Go to a hockey game. Go to a baseball, basketball.
I
Everything's
didn't hear about no
cashless
damn
now.
bank robberies here downtown.
No, there was one downtown, but I can't say the bank. But their philosophy is give them what they want.
Yeah,
We'll call
definitely.
911
How
once
much-
they leave.
Oh, for sure.
How
You
much-
don't hit.
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
hit no
fuck
alarm
that.
or nothing. You wait till
Give
they're
it up.
gone. So that's why your
They're
ass
just
is in
printing the shit off
Birmingham before
anyway.
the police gets there. Because
Damn, bank robbery. No, they only hold so much money in the bank.
Get away with bank robbery.
You definitely could, but it's only so much money in a bank.
So, but how much do you need to get per hit?
It's 10 grand.
I think you'll get 10 grand
I don't know.
off of
Oh, I don't know.
a busy branch. Just the teller sitting there. I think you'll get easily 10 grand. If you clean out the tellers,
How
I
many?
think you'll get at least 10 grand.
I mean,
in
you
like
don't have
your
to wait
average size.
until, you know, the gas stations owned by people that they take their cash in there. But like the Indians, I didn't want to blast the Indians out or nothing, but the Indians take all their cash to the bank every day.
Why is that?
Everybody takes their cash to the bank.
But I'm
every
not
day.
Circle K.
Yes, they
They're
do.
not owned by no Indian.
They either take their cash to the bank or they
They
gotta-
have
or they
loans
got-
and somebody come get it.
Oh, in the restaurant business, the vast majority, I think only one time did I ever work at a company where they had somebody come and get it. You carried the cash to the bank every single day,
You?
thousands of dollars.
You?
Me personally. Personally, yeah.
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
But cash,
I left a deposit in my truck one time.
we're the only country I know
I
is
left
printing
a
all this
restaurant
cash and you can't spend it no damn way.
Meaning to put the deposit in the bank, and I forgot it was there, and it fell down between the two seats. It was like a little S10, you know.
Mhm.
And I put the deposit right there on top of where the emergency brake was. It was a 5-speed, and I was going to stop at the bank, drop it off. Somebody calls me on the way to the bank. I get talking to him, forget about it. As I'm going home, it slides, you know, whatever. I can't see it, and 2-3 days later, whatever, the office is calling me. Hey, we're missing a deposit. That's like a grenade in that industry. If you're the manager, you're responsible for
deposited the money.
No, I didn't. It was in my truck. It was still in my truck.
It fell in between seats.
Felt kind of slid down between the two seats. It was all cash, and it wasn't a lot, $1,500, maybe $2 grand, something like that. But I mean, you don't mismanage $5 of
Somebody else's
somebody
money.
else's money. Yeah. And it turned into a big old thing because the accountant from the office called me about it, and I said, "No, surely not. It must be in the safe." So I go looking through the safe, and I can't find it. And I'm like, I'm like, what day is that? And then I remember, oh shit. I put it, I'm putting it back together. That was my shift. Wait a minute, whose shift is that? It was my shift. I should have taken that. Oh, fuck. It's in the truck. It's still out there, right? I remembered it as I'm in the safe. So I tell the accountant lady, oh, I got it right here. My bad. Yeah, let me carry it to the bank real quick. Because I remembered then where exactly what it was, and I forget to take it. And so close the safe up, immediately go to the bank, take the money in, process the deposit, get the receipt, send a picture of it to the office, to fax it probably then back then to the office, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm called in front of the owners, and they think I was doing what's called floating a deposit. So in that business, you go to the bank, you take a deposit 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Morning manager takes a deposit. Evening manager, before it gets dark, takes a deposit sometimes, or maybe just once a day. So let's say I'm the store manager, and I've got access to those deposits, okay? So I'm supposed to take this money to the bank on Monday. It's not going to show up until Wednesday in the account. So if I put it in there if I take some money out of it and put it in on Tuesday, okay, so I take $500 out of Monday's deposit,
They're
right?
none the wiser.
They're none the wiser. You can just float that along. And you're taking it to the bank one day late. But if they look it up, it's going to take them more than that to find. It'll be the next day before they even
Usually
look for
quit
it.
and gone before they ever catch it.
Yeah, as long as you every single day put the $500 from the previous day from today until you pay it back. Maybe your paycheck or whatever. And that was something they'd catch managers doing. It was a big thing, and they had just fired somebody for doing that. And so that's what they thought I was doing. It all worked out in the wash. I mean, it was they went down to the bank and watched video from the bank of me
To make sure you
getting out of my truck with the deposit in my hand, walking into the bank and going up to the teller. And they talked to the teller, was the deposit sealed? And, this kind of was did the deposit feel cold? It was wintertime. They want to know, did it feel cold? Otherwise, it wasn't still in my car. I mean, they were like thorough, but I wasn't floating the money. So, it never turned out to be anything other than a verbal reprimand for forgetting to put a deposit in the bank, But, yeah, it was a big deal. But it was kind of funny because so a couple months later, they introduced a new bonus plan. I kind of I was a little sore about it. Like, I need your $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not managing my shit enough to, whatever. So a couple months later, they came out with a new bonus plan, and the maximum bonus was $3 grand. And I found out about it ahead of time from the accountant who was a friend of mine. And I showed up at the meeting with a stack of 20s, $3,000, and some googly eyes taped to the top of them. And when he announced that bonus, I started on my cell phone that song, I always feel like somebody's watching me, and put it up on the table up there, and the whole place fell out. But I saw the owner looking at me side-eyed, and I looked back at him side-eyed like, bitch, I don't need your fucking $1,500. I pulled this out of the bank this morning, and my wife won't even notice it was gone.
You can't even pull $3 grand out the bank now. Right?
No, it take 2 days.
Yep. or you got to call to get permission to get your own money.
$3,000.
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. Go try to pull $3,000 out your account.
Too much fraud.
Yeah, you have to call your bank and be like, "Can I get permission to take my limit or whatever it is for the day?" They control all that shit.
When I bought that little white van that I blew up, I paid cash for that, and I went to the bank and just got cash out. $7,000, 8,000, something like that.
How long ago?
You just pulled $8,000 out.
Walked into the bank, said, "I need $8,000 out of this account, please," and they gave me the $100 bills. Yeah. And I went back down to the car place and gave them $100 bills for the van. That was
That's a credit union.
3 years ago.
Yeah, but say credit union's not a bank either. So,
That was a credit union.
well, they're
There you
different.
go.
Yeah.
See?
They have different regulations. I think.
No, I have no doubt I could walk into Wells Fargo and pull out $5,000 if I
They'll
wanted.
tell you to come back in a couple of hours. They're not going to give it to you on spot. They have to call the vault.
I mean,
They don't keep that no more like that. I think they got to call.
You can't even take 10,000 on the airplane.
And
Try
set
to
your ass for
take
some dope.
10,000 on the airplane.
I don't know.
Especially if you try to fly overseas with, they gonna think you damn.
I'm trying to throw bullshit at you.
Smuggling money.
I'm talking out of my ass.
I wouldn't fly with 10 grand anyway. Well, why the hell would I leave this
You
country
said
with
something
10
about getting
grand?
reprimanded. You have been reprimanded as a UPS driver
Oh, I've been fired twice last year.
from UPS.
Yeah, I got fired twice.
Oh, you got to tell us this story.
Oh shit, not going to work.
Not going nowhere.
Yeah, well, you know, my dad had a heart attack.
You saying not going to work or not
Yeah,
going nowhere? Okay.
not going to work.
Oh, that'll get you fired. I mean,
Well, you know-
I can't even
That's all I
defend you on that one.
Well, I was going to work that day, that morning. I had booked my daughter in the car seat. I
Uh-huh.
was taking her to daycare. My brother's called. Hey, your dad has had a massive heart attack.
Okay.
And I was like, well, shit, where am I going? Well, we don't know. Well, I know it's Nashville or back home. It's going to be towards Kentucky. So I was like, well, I just dropped my daughter off and I'll go.
Uh-huh.
I called work. Hey, I ain't come. My dad has had a massive heart attack. That's cool.
Oh, so you want a no call, no show?
No.
You gave him a heads
No,
up.
I
Hey,
knew the
my
hell I
dad
knew
just
I
had a heart
wouldn't
attack.
come.
Any damn
Well, but we have option days.
rational boss supervisor was
Once
like,
you
damn,
run
man, go
out
take
of
care
your
of that.
option days and your vacation, and this is December, you're
That
out of
don't
all
matter.
that
If,
shit.
that don't matter if your dad just had a heart attack.
No, yeah, they didn't give it now. So I go to work. Well, I go.
Can people sell them?
I go to
Can you-
Kentucky.
Can people
No,
donate option
no,
days to
no,
you? Like,
no.
fuck.
But
hey,
December you don't have none anyway.
Adam needs some
we
days.
can't take vacation after Halloween.
But
peak
I'm
season.
saying, say somebody
But-
still have
but
them
no,
come
no.
December. Can I give
No,
you like my
won't-
3
You
option
don't have
days?
them. They'll pay you out after October. They're going to pay you
Oh,
out.
October they're gonna take them regardless.
Yeah,
You got to use them.
So we can't miss work no matter what.
because it's peak season too.
Yeah.
Though.
And my
For-
dad had a heart
for-
attack, so I go up there. Go to Kentucky, Tennessee. We check on him. Hey, he's going to make it. Whatever. I work next day. I signed termination paper.
One day.
One damn day. Now,
You did call.
yeah, but I signed.
Dad just had a heart attack.
Yeah, but I signed termination paper and still went to work. But yeah, they reprimand you. They fire you. We're a union. You got to do something real fucking stupid to get fired.
So was that considered stupid then?
No, I was terminated, but I worked. So what?
Huh?
You tell me.
Did you lose money or?
No, you don't lose money. You don't lose seniority. You don't lose shit. You just.
So what was the whole point of it then?
Well, that's what we try to figure out, but we don't know. And I'm not trying to tell their secrets as a company. I don't know. Hey. So if anybody at UPS bigwigs wants to listen to this show and fire me, we'll do it again, I guess.
So you're a Teamster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of the Teamsters union.
Hmm.
I mean, what's that experience? Is it any kind of experience for you? What's it like?
They take money out of my paycheck every week. I can't get fired. Other than that, what the hell is it?
And you
How
make
much money you
X amount per
pay
hour.
to be in the team?
Well, it used to be $10 a week, but it's way more than that now.
That ain't bad.
No,
I
it's
mean,
more than that now.
how much you think ballpark?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I can look.
20?
Gee. Oh, it's over $1,000 a year.
Over $1,000 a year. Oh, how many employees?
$20 a week.
Shit, I don't know a lot.
Let's just
And
round it to
and
$1,000 a year. What you
Teamsters-
think? 50,000?
Teamsters ain't just UPS. It's
50,000
it's-
employees?
It's a big ass. We're just a
Yeah.
small section of it.
It's, I don't know if it's small, but yeah, just one section.
The
for
president
sure.
of Teamsters is making more money than he knows what to do with,
He was on.
and ain't never worked Sean O'Brien.
He was on Theo Vaughn, if
Was
I'm
he
not
the same
mistaken.
one
his
at the
podcast.
ports? Was he the same one fighting for the ports?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
That
all
was that same
Teamsters
dude.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and he looks like a stereotypical Teamsters union boss. Shaved head, looks like he's got a New York accent, whatever.
How you get that
But-
job?
You're voted.
You got to kill some people.
It's an election. Well, yeah, we had one disappear, but we ain't gonna say his name.
Head of Teamsters. Now you have definitely.
Jimmy Hoffa was a Teamster.
Was the head of the Teamsters? Was he not? He was like two people
He ain't swimming
behind
with the
this guy.
fishes that you hear him tell. Hey, you know that's
He
conspiracy
ain't going with
theory.
the fishes. I
We don't
think
know where
he-
Hoffa's
Nah,
at.
he took the money red, probably.
But Hoffa was
Argentina.
he was the head. Don't piss Teamsters off, you disappear. I guess.
Yeah.
Or don't fuck with the mob.
No
I
matter
guess
who
that's
you
the
are.
moral of the story.
Don't fuck with the
Don't
mob.
fuck with the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, controlled the Teamsters, or was the
Shout out mob.
council to the Teamsters? Mob ran.
It was investment. He invested in the mob.
He invested in the mob.
I guess.
I guess it was.
He
my
pissed
understanding the
somebody
Teamsters
off.
came for it like an offshoot of the mob, but fuck if I know now. I don't even know why I think that. Other than the name Jimmy Hoffa, and there's all the.
We all know Jimmy Hoffa,
Everybody knows that name.
and you can't find the motherfucker.
Yeah, he gone. Don't know where he went. He dead? We don't know.
Look, it's Jimmy Hoffa and Elvis and
Elvis is that old white dude that's a
Tupac.
preacher now.
Tupac for
Tupac.
sure. Tupac, whatever. One pack. He was one pack after he got shot. It wasn't made that joke. I can't. That's not my joke. But one pack.
But Elvis is that old white dude. He's a preacher or something now. Sounds just like him. Name's Bob or some shit. You ain't seen this guy? You don't TikTok? I don't either, but he's all over that shit.
Elvis would be.
80-something years old. Maybe 90.
He quote unquote died in 74. No. I remember when he died. So it would have been like maybe 84. I
It would've
lived
been 40
in.
years.
I remember where I lived. It was early 80s. Say if it was 84.
I thought
that
he
was
done this.
40 years ago.
40-something?
And so he was in his, he would be in his 80s, I guess, somewhere in there.
I mean, look at Willie Nelson. That's the one that we all thought would die. And he's 90-something, still kicking.
It's the power of cannabis, baby. What you think it is?
Jerry Lee Lewis is the one.
Just good genes.
They said Jerry Lee Lewis is the one guy that was hooked on all that shit. And Jerry Lee Lewis died a year or two ago. Old man. And he was on all that shit. Married his 14, 13-year-old cousin, some shit like that. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, well, Priscilla was 12 when she started being friends with Elvis, wasn't she? And
What's
where
up with
it
these
went from.
celebrities and children? Look
And they
at
get
that.
away. Jerry Seinfeld. He used to take that chick to.
16,
Jeffrey
16,
Epstein.
17?
Yeah,
Epstein.
But this,
That
but
whole
Epstein.
fucking island.
But he was at least trying to hide it. So a lot of these guys
He
are
didn't
just.
try to hide it. All them celebrities
Well,
going
yeah.
out there to that island and screw kids.
And we still don't have the names. That's interesting.
Blood rituals.
I think it's interesting.
blood rituals?
Like young blood will rejuvenize you. Like if they make sacrifice, they drink the blood of young kids. They think that shit rejuvenate
fuck?
them. You never heard about this?
hell
There's some
no.
weird shit
See?
going on out there.
Well, we read two different fucking things in life. I don't know what kind of books you read, but they
There ain't
wrong.
no books.
You
Young
better get off
blood.
that shit.
They get young blood. Like we want baby placentas. We want umbilical cords. We want young blood when we're old,
Now,
so
see,
we can keep.
now there's
them
weird ass
rejuvenate.
people that eat these placentas. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you eat that?
I don't know. I seen.
Now,
I
come
seen
out of
that
your old
after
lady's
birth
vagina
before.
and you're
That
going
shit-
to eat it.
Yeah, I'm not even.
I seen.
There's
the
a difference
actual-
in eating coochie and eating placenta.
I seen the birth and it made me not want to eat the coochie no more.
Yeah.
When you see that head
I
pop
seen your
out,
big ass kids' heads. Hell,
Yeah, they was-
yeah, you got some big ass heads, boy. I love them to death, but damn, Zoe got a noggin, son.
No, dude, yeah, that motherfucker do got a tater head. But you see, like the crowning of it when it first pop, it's like
when you first, yeah. Did you what? Were you there when you?
Mine had a C-section, and they kept saying, "Don't look, don't look," because when they have a C-section, they literally take the intestines, all that shit, out and just set it on top of her.
Oh, I didn't know they took the.
Oh, well, yeah, right before I passed out.
Oh, you passed out.
How I looked. I don't know if I passed out. Eyes closed. It was.
I
it was
would've
rough.
looked, but I think it would have been rough.
I didn't look for the second one. They said, "Don't look." I said, "Shit, I done looked the first time. I ain't gonna do it again."
And see-
I learned my lesson.
So my kids are 33, 29. Oh shit, 30. Anyways, two grown kids
In 22 months.
and a 22-month-old. So when Madeline is the youngest one, so when she was born, I didn't need the bird's eye view. Been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay,
Well, shit changed in 20 years, though.
at
30
this
years.
at this age, well, it was the first child I had with my wife. The first two are from a previous marriage. My wife and I've been married for 18 years or whatever. We got married the same year, didn't we? So 07, yeah.
And you had
so-
a kid now? It's a long ass wait.
All right, so we were in the restaurant business, both of us. She was a general manager for Domino's. I was with McDonald's when we met, and then went, did several other companies. But we're working the hours that we talk about. We're 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and we just decided we're not going to have a child and then just shuffle them off to daycare for 50 hours a week. That's no way to raise a child. And it's fun being, not young, but kind of young, and having the, dinks, what they call it, dual income, no kids. Once the older two were grown and on their own,
You can afford to have no.
fly to Miami if we want to for the weekend, or, motorcycles. I've spent a ton of money on a particular Suzuki Hayabusa. I've dumped a shit ton of money in this motorcycle, keeping it nice. And it's still nice, but it was a daily driver for a long time. So, but anyways, then when we stopped working for a living, or having a job anyways, late one night, fired one up in the backyard about 2:00 in the morning, looking at the stars, started thinking about what if. Next thing you know, talked to my wife about it. Next thing you know, we got a baby.
How many kids are made that way? We're having a good time, having a good night.
Sure.
Boom.
Well, I talk about cannabis pretty freely. For me, I know for me, what happens is, for me, it helps me think about things that maybe consider other points that I wouldn't consider otherwise.
No, never done.
And so, to me, that's a good thing. Anything that opens your mind.
True.
Oh yeah. I'm a big proponent of psilocybin too.
I ain't never done any of that.
Do
Not
they
a
drug
downer.
test for UPS?
When you get hired, yes. And if you
But
wreck or
outside of
something.
that, no.
I mean, if you wreck, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
if
know.
you
I ain't
wreck,
wrecked.
they go-
They'll do random.
They don't do randos.
Good job, Union. That's the team.
Fucking union.
But I mean, I ain't never smoked pot, so I don't know.
So
I ain't got-
you being a part of the teams, is you're pro union or not?
I don't really know what the union does for you, but pro, I guess. Yeah, let's go for it.
Take your
I
money
need
every
one.
week.
They
I
take
know
my
that.
money every week. I can't get fired.
They just got y'all $50, didn't they?
Quit reading the internet.
Shit, $50 for the drivers.
Give or take.
What do the people loading the truck make?
No, they still come to work
What,
every
about
day.
30 something,
It's probably 20 something.
20 something?
I don't know. I started in there. It was like $11 an hour. So
Mhm.
Everybody starts there, right?
no,
Trucks.
they'll hire you off the street. It's like 1 in 4. It's got to be off the street. Then they give them a progression or something. They start out a little lower.
How much money UPS made last year?
Billions.
I mean, profited. I say made, but how much they
Billions.
profited?
Billions.
They profited billions.
Billions.
And they can't give a motherfucker $50 an hour.
Well, they could, but
I think
why?
if you add up all the
Why?
drivers,
Why would you?
it probably won't even equal $1 billion.
Say you own UPS. You're making billions.
How much money I need?
Well, I mean, if you can pay
I'm not
me-
a greedy
if you-
motherfucker either,
if-
though.
But if you can pay me $30 an hour, and I'm happy making $30 an hour, why the
pay
fuck
you
would I
that
give you?
$30? I mean,
Why would you pay me 50?
I agree with that.
That's
Well, you just explained it to yourself. That's why greed.
yeah.
Fucking greed.
Happy at 30, we're going to keep it at 30.
Yeah, ain't no
That's-
different.
yeah, yeah. If you still show up at 30,
Fuck it.
that's what I'm gonna pay. 8.9 billion profit.
$9 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
They profited
Billion.
So 10%.
We got some shitty drivers that you lost
10% is pretty strong.
90% of your
10%
fucking profit.
profit. That's pretty strong. No, 10% profit.
I'm just saying,
$9 billion.
but
For a company that huge?
If I put 10% on the bottom line when I was in the restaurant business, I win all the awards. Yeah. Yeah, they'd be thrilled with the 10% profit.
I mean, if you got people that work for this, why pay them more?
Why pay 'em more? See, I fall on Q's side on that one. Like,
I
there's a
mean,
point
it's
where-
right. What's right, they're not going to do. I mean, what's economically right is still wrong. They can't pay everybody. Then you lose all your profit. Say if they paid us 5%. Say if they went from 10% profit to 5%,
And pay their employees the other
and
side.
that all went to us. It's not a smart move for the business.
For sure. And it does make you wonder, like, what are they, okay, the internet says 9 billion in profit. Where's that money going? Because it's going somewhere. A lot of bonuses and stuff. Shareholders, is that what it goes to? The shareholders, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if your stock's down, then I don't know.
I don't know
Where
how
the
far-
hell is $10 billion?
Yeah.
Where they?
How much does fucking CEO make? You know, somebody's getting paid great. 10 billion is a shit ton of money to not know where it is.
I'm sure they know where it is.
Buy new planes, opening up new facilities.
I mean, some of it probably is capital investments. You know, like you said, opening new facilities, buying new planes, whatever.
But
you
I
know.
mean, look at UPS. UPS don't. We don't.
They put AC in the trucks now. Right?
No. They're supposed to, but no, we ain't done that. But I mean, UPS don't advertise. You don't see UPS commercials. We don't.
I've seen.
Well, turnover.
But I mean, we're not on NASCAR. We're not on people's jerseys. Look at FedEx. FedEx got a car. NASCAR, which I mean, they own the Grizzlies, I guess. But they've.
Yeah, I've definitely seen UPS commercials. What can Brown do for you?
Yeah, but that was years ago.
That was years ago.
That's not now.
But I don't watch enough TV now.
There ain't a UPS forum. There's not a UPS center arena. FedEx, there is. Where the hell's all this money at? Get the.
A she?
Y'all gonna get me fired.
A she is the
Y'all gonna get me fired.
is the CEO of UPS.
She come from Home Depot.
$24 million. Fucking.
$24 million. Yeah, I bet you she ain't stepped foot in a fucking brown truck one.
Oh, she went out there. She shook some hands and.
For a camera.
She did a commercial, I'm sure.
I'm about to say.
A training video or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
leaned on one for a minute.
$24 million.
How you even get that position? You got to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody.
That's the
You
elite.
just don't apply.
We
You
just
just
had this
don't apply
conversation the
for.
other day
You don't
about
apply
this
for a
middle
position
class.
like that.
They said there ain't no more middle class. There ain't never been a middle class. You either got money or you don't. You're
You know-
poor or you're rich. And if you can't go to the bank and get $100,000 out, you ain't rich. So you're poor. Welcome to poverty.
99%.
99% of this country is in poverty. There's an elite and there's poverty.
That's one way to look at it.
There ain't no middle class. Did we go to bed hungry? No, we eat. So we're not the poorest of poor, but we're still poor.
Comparatively speaking, historically speaking, no one's ever been richer that we know of. Maybe these ancient societies. I'm still not necessarily on. Oh, and I got to ask you about something on that too. But our poorest people are fat.
America's poor.
There's
and fat.
never been a time in history that has been the case. The poorest people have always been skinny.
You know why? The poorest people
They
are
eating the
fat.
shittiest of food too. Though.
foods. That's
They eating the
I'm about to
shittiest
say,
of
but they're
food.
eating
They eating Twinkies and
And then
fucking
you have our fucking government
ramen
giving them food
noodles,
stamps.
food stamps.
So, you ever been in line with somebody with food stamps at the Walmart?
Oh man,
They're buying
it
steak.
piss you off.
They ain't no Sam's.
I wouldn't say it piss you off, but it's like.
But they're
damn.
not buying.
You can tell that they're on food stamps.
They ain't buying knockoffs. Yeah, steak, shrimp. They ain't buying Sam's Club brand. They buying damn name brand. They buying Kraft macaroni and cheese, not Sam's Choice.
And they're paying cash for their beer and cigarettes.
Yeah,
I think you can buy
that's-
beer and cigarettes on food stamps.
No.
Oh shit.
Uh-uh.
Yes, you can.
probably beer. I mean, it's
You
liquid.
can.
No, you can't
It's
buy.
up to the people. It's up to the.
Well,
store to say,
legally you
well,
can't,
we
but I
don't-
mean, whether
Yeah,
you know,
legally you
yeah,
can't, but they
legally
probably
they can't.
allow
But I'm
you.
sure there's places. Oh yeah, I'm
a
sure.
A food stamp dollar is the same as a damn.
But I
dollar
mean,
dollar.
it'll piss
Yeah,
you off.
they ring it up as a potted meat or
They
whatever.
might tell you we ain't gonna give you the beer and the fucking cigarettes on your stamps
Right.
if they don't allow you to ring it up. But if they ring it up, I think it'll check out.
Well, look, they have a EBT, their own damn scanner, whatever. You know, at most gas stations, there's a normal one for your debit card, and then there's an EBT one.
That is true. It
But
is
they'll all
some
let
simple
you.
ones.
They'll let everybody use the EBT with your card because if we don't use that one, it don't work
If the debit one not working,
Because
I done had that situation.
because
Yep.
they're selling whatever under
And
that
the
EBT.
D&D that
They don't
happened to
give
me
a shit.
before.
Well, see, here you go throwing people under the damn bus.
Well, no, it ain't a D&D no more, so people won't even.
Good God, just throw them under the
We
bus.
know the D&D.
Oh yeah, but hell, I ain't gonna damn blast them.
I'm throwing them under the bus.
If the man if the man making $10 off his damn beer, let him make it.
Yeah, I'm not tripping about it.
They all got mad at Trump got a tax refund. I'm not mad at him. I'm mad that I don't know the damn system like he does.
You ain't rich
I paid in taxes today. I don't get a fucking
benefit
refund.
from the
He
tax
makes
system.
billions and gets a refund. I make $100,000-ish.
I didn't know Trump got a refund.
Paper.
Seemed like Doge might ought to take a look at that one. That
It's
one
paper.
like
It's a paper trail. It's.
But okay, I mean, a refund for people like us means you paid in more than what you owe and you get that money back.
which is not good.
Correct. Yeah, you gave the government an interest-free loan, is what you did. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I got to pay them more because I didn't pay enough. That's
Well, there you go.
bullshit.
But I
Well, then
mean,
you don't pay them enough, and you owe fucking money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I owe money, so that's bullshit.
I always want to owe money. I don't ever want to get money back because
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
want to
don't
give them my money directly.
You don't want to owe $5,000 a fucking year
No, but
because they want that in a lump sum. They don't want to take that shit out paycheck to paycheck. They want that now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I work for somebody. You work for yourself. You're self-employed.
You should be good with all them kids.
He better have another one. I
know. Yeah,
he need another write-off.
Yeah, I already know.
Poor
already know.
Cynthia about to.
We got.
he about to go home and climb on it.
We probably got 8 months as it is now.
She rolled rough and put away wet or whatever. However,
Damn! Oh
she,
shit!
Cynthia, she tired. Man.
Shout out Cynthia, dog. We love you. We love you,
tired,
Cynthia.
Boss. I'm tired, boss.
Hey, she gonna come to Q with a pregnancy test and a damn 22, ready to shoot his ass.
Hey, but look, we heard that story on the podcast, so I feel okay talking about it. She could have made sure it was all her choice, and she said, "I don't know." Shout out Cynthia Darden.
She tell you that's a great woman.
The possibilities are still there.
It
to have
could
a
happen.
kid. It could happen. Is
Well,
it
yeah,
gonna happen?
You 40 years old. It's gonna dry up for
I'm a
long.
bit of 40.
It's gonna dry up for long.
No. I'm still strong downstairs now.
No, we heard
Still
it.
strong downstairs.
We just heard that
Still
earlier.
strong.
He's proud of that little ass thing. That son of a bitch is proud of that thing. Boy. That boy is proud of that thing.
Oh no! I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Q's
handing me the mic like I got
I don't know what you following up with. He proud of it. Hell,
strong like bull.
yeah, we need a new subject because Q's penis ain't on the list of things I care to keep talking about.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh man, let me see. So you did a 23andMe type test, right?
Something like that. We got drunk one night and they said, "What are you?" And we're all mutts. So
Found out you part black.
6%.
6%.
1% Nigerian. Them fucking people are purple, son.
Yeah. He found out he's damn.
There ain't no chalky motherfucking
So
people in Nigeria. Them motherfuckers is purple.
The Nigerians?
Yeah.
No, you thinking of the Somalians, man, or the,
But
no,
they
the
ain't fucking
Sudanese.
white.
Sudanese are very
They
dark.
ain't
people.
white
The
over there.
Sudanese are
It
very
don't
dark
matter.
and tall.
There ain't no chalky white ass folk walking around over there.
South Africa it is.
But that ain't Nigeria.
No, it ain't.
It's always Nigeria that wins marathons and stuff. You seen those?
No,
big old-
Ethiopians.
Ethiopia. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Ethiopian.
That's the ones that
Long-
we had to donate $5 to when we was kids because they put them on the commercial.
No, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Them one the
Starving.
UNICEF kids. The UNICEF
Ethiopia?
kids. You remember the UNICEF boxes?
That
I
was
remember
Ethiopia.
going home. I
I thought it was Ethiopian.
I think so. Probably so.
I don't know. I used to
Who knows?
mess with the Ethiopian chick.
Oh, I
She
remember-
was
yeah, there's
caramel.
A ton of Ethiopian jokes. I'm not going to tell them, but
Ethiopian women are beautiful.
That's she was caramel.
Ethiopian women. I
Beautiful.
went to school with a couple Ethiopian women. They
Gorgeous.
all very pretty, very beautiful women. But
But
you
yes, I'm
so you
6%
black.
I'm proud of that. Well, I think it was like 1% Egyptian.
94%
They burnt.
damn
They burnt white folks.
Caucasian.
I know there was like 30% Indian, Native American, not feather, not dot.
feathers not.
Yeah.
Feathers, not dots.
But I mean, I'm basically white.
Oh, man.
You're common white, but in America.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the difference. I couldn't see 6% in you.
Ain't that a bitch? I tan well.
You say so.
I'm just holding back on the jokes.
What? Come on.
I mean, I tan well. Shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm white from the waist down. That's 100% fact. That
I was supposed to say it depends on what 6%.
No.
Which 6% is?
Y'all know where my 6% black is? The bottom of my feet are white, just like Q's.
Okay, well,
Most white people got pink feet. I got white feet.
That's interesting though. As a white person, you're just white.
Yeah.
We don't really think about, I never have thought about where I'm from. I mean, other than I did a Scottish history one time, and I guess I can trace my lineage back to a certain Scottish clan. So I could wear there's a certain pattern of plaid or whatever, a certain color pattern or whatever that I could, I guess, legitimately wear because I could trace my lineage back or whatever. But it's never,
Well, like my mom was adopted 3 times. So
I'm from Michigan.
we don't know her family. That was part of it too. If somebody said, "What are you?" and I was like, "Shit, I don't know," because my mom was adopted 3 times. We don't know her family.
Yeah.
So
3 times. Wow.
how shitty of a kid you got to be? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No,
No, you're good. You're good.
You get on a. Hey, I don't know. She just gave up at birth.
It's a tough life. How long we been talking?
An hour at least.
59 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. He usually doesn't seem like it. I mean, it still doesn't seem like it's an hour.
I had 450
But I guess
last week. I'm
yeah.
on a bookie, so I'm pretty good at gambling.
Wow.
I said it once. I said it 1,000 times.
Just sat down.
Sound like we
Just sat down.
Oh, no, I can do this all night. I'm having fun.
We already have been.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
So I got text messages over
Take
here.
us out with a bang, Adam.
Take us out with a bang.
Tell us a story, man. I got a story in particular. I would like you to back up for me.
Let's do it.
I would never go out with Adam in my life again. We went out one night.
What's that song? I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I would never go out with Adam again.
Never go out with Adam again.
Depending on what that story is, it was all him anyway. He's going to blame me, and it wasn't me.
What you mean?
No, go on,
For
tell
one,
the story.
he had a curfew for one. I think that's what got him in trouble when he got home.
Shout out ex-wife.
Shout out ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
But while we was out, man, Adam's a motherfucker, man.
We went
downtown.
We were out till like fucking 3.
We was out pretty late that night.
Goddamn, everybody's got a curfew at 3 a.m.
No.
You eventually got to go home.
Not when you wear your pants.
Get out of town.
He's awkward.
Your wife wear yours if it's long enough.
Oh man. I'll never go downtown with Adam again, man. We had a good time that night. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, you can
unless
go-
you want to add more
Well,
to
the
it.
problem is we went out downtown Huntsville.
Went
That's
out
where we went.
downtown
We
Huntsville.
went wrong. We were with a bunch of kids,
Yeah. that's
and we do not line up with today's 20-year-olds.
No, we don't.
We old. We the old weird guys.
You don't.
No, I wasn't the one over in ropers and white T-shirt and pants. About what you got on now.
No, you was in a brown uniform. You was representing UPS.
Oh,
that
shit, I
night.
go
Yeah,
out.
you
I
was-
mean,
you was-
I'm not
I
going
think
to
you
change.
came out of damn cave straight from work.
It ain't the first time. Want me to last?
Man, we had a good time that night though. It was fun. Yeah, it was.
You tried to get a skill, but it's all good.
No, I did not.
Yes, he did.
How?
But we're not going to get into all that.
We're not gonna
because
tell that one?
We're not going to tell all that. You tried to get skill.
I was defending my honor. Let's just
You was.
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll tell it next time.
Yeah,
Leave a cliffhanger.
Yeah, because that was a good one. And I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
I was defending my
But I was
honor.
like,
Shane.
this motherfucker's
I was the
gotta
only
get this
one willing to defend the honor in the room. Everybody else,
Every story on this podcast.
look,
Come on.
look.
We're not-
Everybody else was in there locked lip, Shane. I was the only one willing to say, "Hold up, time out."
shit. Yeah,
we-
but
we-
the way you said it,
We finna let this motherfucker just sit right around talking to us like this?
he was.
I was like, no, not me. But cliffhanger.
No, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it right there. Maybe next time. That's a bullshit. Duh, duh, duh. All right, Adam, we always leave out with some words of encouragement, some positivity. You got words of wisdom, anything.
How old are you?
I'll be 35.
Leave our listeners with.
What I tell you before we come in here?
Oh shit, a lot of things.
Memories.
Yeah.
Go with that. Roll with that one.
Roll
Memories
with it.
cost a lot when you don't make them.
Memories cost a lot when you don't make them.
Goddamn, Q. I wasn't expecting a follow up. But
Unpack it. For
if
me.
you don't make, say, we're here. We all have kids. We're not at home with our kids. We're losing that memory. What if Zoe cusses Cynthia out? You missed it. That's a memory you lost. It cost you a lot because you didn't make it. You missed your kid's walk. You missed whatever. You got to make memories.
I like it. I think that's enough.
You
for
can
me.
lose your whole family by not being present.
That's true.
You can't make memories when you ain't around. Memories cost a lot when you don't make them.
There it is. Good enough for me too. Hey, this is Vinda Chronicles.
Peace.
Peace.